Let me introduce y'all to this YouTube family, showing us the way to get out of debt gradually. My man Josh hold it down in the household, Christine dominating debt with a chokehold. And the kids, they are Grace and Zoe. Baby Tennessee, new addition to their story. Debt Kickin Sunday, daily vlogging. Dave Ramsey plan, gonna have us live large. And every day we'll see part of their lifestyle, how they budget and they keep things wrote down. See them work through the envelope system. No credit cards, only cash going with them. You will see how their family strives to survive with the budget plan. Help us understand, and daily vlogs show us how to have fun. When you hear this song, let me hear you say debt is dumb.
Debt is dumb, debt is dumb, debt is dumb.
Let me hear you say it louder.
I kind of feel like I'm a backseat driver.
I was thinking about wearing a headband like that too, because maybe I get more, people to watch. No?
He says it's a good thing that she's has a headband because it's a feminine him. Do you guys think she looks like him? Right here, get close up. Do you think that they're spitting images like he says? They're pretty close.
Let's get to business here, people.
Welcome to Debt Kickin
Sunday.
I
Yeah,
love
buddy.
saying that. Favorite day of the week? Yes, it is.
Every day.
Church and videos. So, okay. We got some fantastic questions from you guys. You guys are so good with your questions. We loved as they come in, we get notified, and we talked about them all week. And hey, did you hear that question? Or did you get that question? Or did you read that one? And anyway, they've just
They're
been
good
so
questions.
fantastic. So okay,
Keeping us busy.
you are, and we love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Question. My husband is a mechanic at a dealership and is eligible for a lease on a new car, which his dealership will reimburse him for, about $400, I believe. We do need a car, so he's telling me we can put down $1,000, including tax, title, licensing, and then the car will be completely free. $400 will cover the monthly lease amount. I am wary of any type of lease, and you should be. But in this case, it wouldn't cost more a month, and the $1,000 down is still cheaper than any used car. Thoughts? You know what? This is a good question. We talked about it a lot. Uh-oh, and we're spitting and sputtering. There. Okay, so
Catch 22.
leases are fleeces. If you are a Dave Ramsey fan, you know how he feels about leases, and I have to agree with him. It is a no-win situation at all for you, the consumer. Basically, you're putting out a lot of money. For those of you who don't know what a lease is, you're shelling out a lot of money for
A car you have to give back.
that you have to get back. Yeah. Okay, so I understand the situation is different because he's an employee. However, my concern is, what if he leaves as I don't know how secure his job is as a mechanic. Don't mechanics move around? Like, aren't they known to move around?
They can, but the way you wrote your question, it says that the dealer will reimburse him. So it sounds like you have to pay for it, and then like at the end of the month they reimburse you for what you paid. So if something were to happen and he were to be let go or whatever,
right,
we're under the assumption that he'd still have the car. It's just the dealer would no longer be reimbursing for the car.
That's right. Good job clarifying. So okay, then you whatever the lease length of time is, if it's 3 years or 5 years, I mean, are you guaranteed that he's going to be there? Because if he's not there, you're going to be stuck on a lease with a car, and if it's dinged or dented or damaged or over its mileage, it can cost you guys a ton of money. Here's what I would do. If it was me and I was in your shoes, I would say no way. No way, because I don't know how I would feel about trusting the dealership. I just don't have a good history with dealers. And I would take that $1,000 you guys would be investing and seriously go buy a $1,000 car. That would give me such satisfaction in driving something that I personally paid for. And if it took a dump or it stopped working, you probably could recoup some of that $1,000 back. So that's my thought. I would not do it personally.
Well, if the dealer's going to reimburse, why does it have to be through them? Maybe you ask the question and say, hey, if you're going to pay $400 a month if I get a car through here, why don't you just pay me $400 a month towards a vehicle?
Right.
And
why does it have to be on a lease?
Yeah, because it's obviously if it's only through them, it's benefiting them big time.
But then if it's any car, then they're still going to have to go out and get a new car and be reimbursed for it. And then if you
No, I'm saying is why does it have to be reimbursed? Maybe they could just cut you the money, and then after 6 months or whatever, you can take $3,000 cash and go buy a used car.
Because you're not driving one of their cars that they want you to promote.
That's why I was asking you. You should ask the question.
I'm confused. Moving on. Okay, that's our circle jerk of an answer. I don't know if we help. That's our thoughts. You want to know? Okay. This year I want to eat out less for several reasons. We have food allergies, and as my boyfriend, we're married, you guys. He's been my boyfriend since the age of 11. I've
Almost
had a
diapers.
crush on him. So we're married. I just call him my boyfriend. But as he said in a previous video, something you find in the vehicle 2 months later that looks the same as when you first bought it is not food. That was our McDonald's Christmas Eve hot chocolate video. Let's see. Doing this will also save money. My question is, do you make ahead meals for times in the future when you may be sick, or just get home late and don't feel like cooking because it is so late at night? Let me answer that part. Yes, we had made meals ahead before Tennessee was born. It was the best, most awesome thing. My goal is to make ahead meals that are healthy this time around, because what I stashed in the freezer was not Weight Watcher friendly.
No, you were pregnant.
But
You'll stick to your ribs, gain 5 pounds
that's
off the casserole.
problem. I planned when I was pregnant, but they were. It's taken me a long time this time around to get into being able to handle everything. I'm overwhelmed and tired a lot, and so even though they were unhealthy meals, they were meals, and we were eating. And it was a huge blessing, massive blessing. Once the meals stopped after she was born, people were bringing us meals. It was nice to have the freezer for about a week to fall back on. It seems when someone gets sick around here, it lasts for about... Oh wait, I missed one. My goal is to make ahead 3 weeks of meals and rotate them out every so often if we are not using them regularly. It's a perfect plan. It seems when someone gets sick around here, it lasts for about 3 weeks, and we often get in late as well. So the 3 weeks, the food tastes delicious coming out of the freezer. It doesn't matter if you make it fresh or if it's in the freezer for a month. It tastes the same. And some of those meals, I was impressed that they came out of the freezer. They were really good, you guys. Let's see. She talks a little bit about the Target thing. Okay, so this is for you guys. Would also like to ask your readers if they have food allergies. How much did your food budget increase after you found out about the allergies? I am allergic to a lot of things, including milk and pork. My food budget is through the roof. I have to shop at places similar to Whole Foods because of the food allergies to get the products and meats that are safe for me to eat otherwise I risk a hospital visit, and my deductible is very high, 5-figure deductible. So let's help this woman out. Help her stock her freezer with good for you meals that are safe. And so if any of you are dealing with food allergies, leave a comment down to this video. And her name was Life Paths, and so you can find her on this debt kicking video. This video that we're pulling these questions from is called Debt Kicking Household Expenses. So find Life Paths on there and comment her back. Anybody with food allergies, because we personally don't have any experience with that, so I don't know.
Mom's right there.
Okay, can you share copies of your budget and spreadsheets that you use?
No.
We would be happy to, but there is just no easy way to share it with you guys. So when we first started, we used Dave Ramsey's budget spreadsheets, because we didn't know what a budget was supposed to look like on paper. So
But at the time, you had to take his class to get all of his forms, but those forms are now free for anybody on his website.
Go to www.daveramsey.com and you can find his budgeting forms on there, and they're awesome. It tells you what you should be spending for household, for
like your clothing and your food and your gas and your mortgage. It gives you a little percentage of what your income is that should be on there.
Yeah.
But basically, our budget is that handwritten in our own form. I mean, we used his forever, but then we wanted to add a couple little side things of miscellaneous envelopes that we have, and so we decided to make our own. Basically, it's the same thing. It's just a basic budget.
Right.
There's nothing there. There's no magic ink or anything to it.
Just a pen and a
Paper.
paper with lines with wide ruled
Cells.
No, just a piece of spiral bound 10-cent paper. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Make it simple. Keep it simple, especially if you're starting out. Okay, so this one income, wife, 2 toddlers, and 1 due in 15 days. I'm curious what your budget numbers look like, as you seem to be in the same company of family. We blow money left and right, and it's time to get on this bandwagon. You guys rock, and I want to rock too. Thank you. We don't always rock. Trust me, if you lived in this house, you would see. But not trying to get too personal, but is the income $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, etc.? I know I could reallocate our money, but I just have a hard time seeing folks actually eating for $22 a week with kids, etc. It blows my mind. If you care to share, thanks. Okay, so this video you're talking about is how we eat on $22 a week.
That was like
It's
when
a
we
couple
first
years
started,
ago.
like a couple years ago, and that lasted about 2 weeks because the kids didn't like the food we were eating.
No. And we were really gazelle. Like, we cut out, that was when we were cutting out everything because we wanted to be out of debt. So our situation has changed since then. We were able to spend, as our debt went down, we were able to spend a little bit more on groceries, and that's where we chose to spend our money. And we realized that our diet also required more money because to keep up with the way that we eat, which is healthier eating. So anyway, we don't eat on that. We eat for $125 a week now.
Yeah.
We just upped our food budget to $500 a month, but I'm still very happy with that.
As for the income, that's a personal question, and in no circumstance would we ever answer that. And the way I'm going to answer that is it all depends on what you want to do with your money. Because we teach financial peace classes. We've had people in the classes that make 6 figures that are broke. We've had people that make $10,000 a year and they have a $20,000 emergency fund. It all depends on how intentional you are with your money. It doesn't really matter on your income. I mean, your income is part of it, but it all depends on what you want to cut and sacrifice to get out of debt.
Right.
So, I mean, I could be making $2,000 a month right now and have $1 million in the bank if you really wanted to. I mean, it's just a figure of speech. Or, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. It's just a tool.
Matter.
It's how bad do you want it?
Right. That's right. And we don't want you guys to compare yourselves to us, because if we share, just say we did share the information, it would give you a reason to say, well, they're doing it this way, or they
make twice what I do, so it's easier for them.
Enough, or it just would open it up for comparison, and we don't want that at all.
The good thing about being debt-free and working Dave Ramsey's plan and doing this whole enchilada that we do is it works for any income and any job.
Yes. And guys, when we started this, I remember a friend saying, you need to take this class, and we're like, sorry, we can't take financial. We can't pay for the class, and we don't have any money to work the class. So, no.
Let's put it this way. We'll go back a few years. We were negative. Way more money going out than we had coming in. We were in the red every month.
That's
and
what
now
I told my friend.
We're debt-free except for the mortgage. So it's just, how bad do you want it?
You can go from negative to being
positive.
debt-free no matter what your income is. It's your drive and your will, like he said.
So I don't want to be rude and step on toes there, but that information is just too personal.
We have way too many people watching our videos that we know, and we're just uncomfortable sharing that information. I mean, would you guys share that information? Probably not.
But we appreciate the
question. But we
have
2 incomes, and we are very blessed and very happy with. But you know what? We still spend very, very little, and it's going to our budget. The rest, we have goals. We're intentional with our money, and we tell it where to go. So.
Here's the hook. Stay tuned for our...
Wait, that's a question.
Oh.
That's
Never
okay.
mind.
It's the next question. Or the next one. That's okay. We're going to be spilling details about our 2014 goals.
In the video in about 10 minutes that we'll be filming with all of our new envelopes.
We're going to shoot that right after this one, you guys. So we did our 2014 envelopes. We got a lot of comments on envelopes and wanting to see ours, and we're going to share. So... we're happy sharing that. Okay, next question. Holly, we recently went to Disney and nearly broke the bank.
Ouch.
It wasn't terribly expensive, but honestly we couldn't afford it. At least you're honest with yourself. However, children are only little for a second, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity for magic. Do you ever make exceptions based on timing? I appreciate your videos and wish you a Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's funny that you asked this question.
We just had a conversation
over
about this.
our Christmas break.
So you commented the video 4 days ago. It was probably about 4 or 5 days ago that we actually talked about this.
Yeah. Okay, so Zoe's getting older. She's 9. And we very much want to go to Disney and take our kids so bad. In fact, that was our debt-free splurge. But we chose to have this little one instead of going to Disneyland, which was the right choice, obviously, to make.
Yeah, T.
She is our
You
trip
were almost
to
a trip to Disneyland.
I would take this any day. So, okay. We have family that brought up a good point and said your kids are only little. Zoe's almost getting too old to go to Disneyland because that magic, that period of magic in a little girl's eyeballs at Disneyland is disappearing. Okay. We really thought about it. We really, really thought about it. And if we wanted to swing it this next year, this 2014. But it came down to there's a lot of things we want to accomplish, and a big old fat savings account is one of them. And so we went on our honeymoon to Disneyland because we were so young. We were 18 and 19 and didn't have a whole lot of money, and we had the time of our life, right, baby?
We did.
It was so much fun, you guys. So it doesn't matter. If Zoe's 9 or she's 18 by the time we get to go and pay cash for the trip, it will happen. But now is not the time. So, okay, last one. Hi, Josh and Christine. I love your videos. How do you okay, this one I'm not even going to say. I will just say the Tooth Fairy visited our house this last week when Grace lost her tooth, and she left a $5 bill underneath her pillow. So the Tooth Fairy in our house pays pretty decent, probably because the Tooth Fairy is only paying on 1 kid per time.
I need to get a job with her. Maybe I need to put an application in.
So it's rare. The Tooth Fairy is few and far between, but yeah, we get $5 bills in our house. Oh, I love this one. What money values do you try to instill in your children? This is great, and I wish we had more than a minute and a half to answer this because we're trying our darndest to leave a legacy for our kids so that they don't have to go through the struggles that we did. Tennessee is going to be the best child. It'll be the best far off versus Zoe because we learned how to handle money later in the game. But what are our goals for our children financially? To not worship stuff.
To not worship stuff and to pay cash for it and always save for what you want. If you want something bad enough, you save for it. It's not the little Johnny syndrome where I'm going to stomp my feet and go get a car loan because I want a car today. You save for it.
Yeah. There is Financial Peace Junior for kids you can find on Dave Ramsey's website as well. We put them on a commissions. He introduced us to commissions. This is a whole other video that we need to do. But anyway, so they live the same budget that we do. We pay them weekly. We put it into our budget. They do chores. They earn commissions around the house. If they don't do them, they don't get paid. And it's a pretty simple system. Works really well. Do you have any financial advice for families in the military? Yes, Dave has an FPU for military families, so you can find that on his website. It's fantastic. Okay, that's it. No, I haven't made my own laundry detergent. We're out of time. Okay, you guys, and I woke up the baby. We'll see you next week. Leave a new question down below for next week. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.